Hello, Taurus. It's Kayla with Crystal Ball Candor, and today I'm going to do your July monthly. I'm not going to be picky about the spread. I'm just going to let the cards talk. I've already done some shuffling, a little bit of meditation. And just initially, I feel a little out of sorts. So I don't know what's going on with July for you, but it feels like you might be a little discombobulated, maybe a little bit anxious potentially about some things going on. So we're going to dig into that a little bit. Like I said, I'm just going to let the cards talk and we're going to see what happens. All right. So for Taurus for July, I never have to ask because it already knows what I want. Okay. What else here? All right. So we have the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay. Page of Swords and the Six of Wands. So I think you might have made a recent decision with regards to career, your creative pursuits, whatever those might be. I think you committed one way or the other. I don't think it's panning out the way that you had potentially hoped. I think you had lots of people cheering you on and encouraging you and saying you got this. That one flipped on purpose. Okay. Two of Swords in reverse. Nine of Pentacles and the Magician. Okay. I think this might have been an somewhat unwise move, the decision that you made with regards to what looks like your money, your career, I'm seeing a lot of wands and a lot of coins. I think it was an unwise move, but I think you might have had a lot of friends or a lot of people who are cheering you on and saying, go get it, go do it, go, right? And I think you're already seeing, I think it's, okay, hold on. I think it's not panning out, right? I think it's not moving as quickly as you'd like it to, right? Because you've got this Nine of Swords in reverse. And the Knight of Swords is pretty fast moving, but in the reverse, he's slow and he's dragging and he's killing us, right? You have the Two of Swords in reverse. So I think now that you've made that decision, I think you're looking at it, you're looking at the truth at this point. And I think you're seeing something else here. I think you're recognizing some other scenario. I feel like you might have had a creative thought that just popped into your head that was like, wait, we can turn this whole thing around. Because you've got this Nine of Coins, right? So I do think that this is going to be a successful pursuit. You are Magician in reverse right now, which is, odd. I would not think that you would want that particular energy if you are indeed chasing your creative pursuits, your career, your money, right? Let's see, what other messages are there? Let me get a little bit more, well, I'll clarify here in a moment. I felt like something just flipped there. Okay. Whoa, I said one more and it shot out a ton. All right, we're going to hold those for right now. Okay, so it's Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, but Nine of Cups in reverse. You're not manifesting. I feel like you might not even be working that hard for this pursuit right now. This is so weird. I feel like you might be, maybe you invested money in the stock market. That's an odd thing to say. But I feel like maybe you bought Bitcoin or you did something in the sense of it was kind of an unwise, not thought out process that was just like, let's do it, right? And now the blinders are off and you're like, oh God, I really contributed a lot, right? Like I really committed, And I think you're not quite as confident as you wanted to be about it. And I feel like you're kind of in a position where you don't have a lot of ability to control it or influence it. But on a high note, I think it's going to work out in your favor. I think you honestly just kind of trusted your friends and I'm almost feeling like I feel like you just trusted your people, right? Whoever your people were. This could also be those of you who are getting involved in like a multi-level marketing thing. Like maybe you had some people who were like, hey, you got to get in on this, you got to get in on the ground floor, right? And I think initially it was a choice that you committed to. And I think it might have cost you on the upfront. I think it might have been an expensive endeavor with that 10 of coins out front. And I think you're opening your eyes and looking around and going, my God, I don't know if I'm prepared for this. But the thing is, even with that magician energy, like you don't, like I said, I don't feel like you have a lot of capacity right now to influence the initial uptick, like as far as what your return is going to be or what have you. Um, I do see this kind of working out in your favor. Interesting. All right, so it's telling you you made a move, man. You made a move, and it was kind of an unwise move, but you gotta have faith at this point. And I think that might be what you're leaning hard on right now is your own, because you really believe in your capacity to make things happen, right? You Queen of Wands. She's not to be trifled with. Okay, she can make some things happen, right? She can burn it down. She can light it up, right? I feel like you really believe in your capacity to do that, and I think you felt very Page of Swords early on in July, but at the end of July, I think you're going to be leaning really hard into your own faith and your ability to make this work. And I think you are going to make it work. I think you're going to see some success with it, even like late July. I think you'll see some success with it. I think you'll still be annoyed with yourself because you'll be like, okay, maybe we make our decisions a little slower next time, right? Because I do think you made your decision very quickly. And I think it was an upfront initial, like your spouse or partner might have been frustrated with you. I mean, I don't necessarily see that, but I'm thinking in my head, you got this King of Coins in reverse and then the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very stern and stoic, and she might have wanted to punch you in the face for this decision. I don't know why, but I think some of you might have bought a boat. That's random. Like, I just think this is it's a very interesting read. Let's clarify that Nine of Cups, please. Something flipped. The World. Well, damn, that's awesome. Even though you are really uncertain of yourself and can't believe that you made this crazy decision, the world is working in your favor right now. This was an opportunity that was meant to fall into your lap, and it was meant to be a little bit unwise. It's also meant, I think, to test you in a lot of ways that you weren't prepared for. That is really, really interesting. Let's see if we can do that Three of Cups. Why the Three of Cups? I think, again, you're going to be celebrating with those same people. In fact, that came out underneath. Celebrating with those same people who were cheering you on and telling you, go after it, go do it, right? Those same people are going to be celebrating with you here shortly. And I think by the end of July, you're going to have some successes to celebrate. And I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire, but I do think that you're going to have some successes. You're going to be like, see, it wasn't a bad decision. It worked out, And the King of Swords, I think at that point, you will take this thing very seriously. You're going to get those successes and you're going to be like, see, I can make this happen. I can control this bad boy. And I think you're going to get very intentional about what you're saying. You might, like I said, that multi-level marketing thing that's popping in my head is making me think about like sales, the way you communicate. I think there might be a heavy emphasis on the truth in what you're doing potentially. And I think that's why you're leaning hard into your faith right now, because you know you're doing the just right thing with what you're doing. Maybe whatever your investments are in or whatever. Maybe it's a company that you believe very strongly in. Maybe it's a, I don't know, a Kickstarter campaign or crowdfunding. All the things are coming into my head right now, but you are leaning hard into that faith, and I think that's a great place to lean right now. In addition to your own abilities, because I do think you possess abilities for this. I do think that you might be an excellent salesman. I do think that you might be an excellent communicator and be able to share your vision with people, even if a lot of people, even if the initial perspective looks like it was made in folly, or like it was a bad decision, right? I don't think it was. I think it's gonna pan out for you. It's gonna work out. I do think it was initial upfront cost was heavy, and I think that that forced the blinders off, so to speak, where you were like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I kind of got to do it. Um, it's interesting that you're leaning into your faith and not to the magician energy. Like you're leaning much harder on the universe, spirit, God is going to take care of me and help me make this come to fruition. Which I don't think is a bad plan. I don't think that's a bad plan. I don't think that means that you can't work. Because the Queen of Wands, she'll put in some work, right? Like she's willing to work to make things go her way. And I think between you and your faith, I think this is a very feasible scenario. I think it's going to work out for you. Um, yeah, I love it. I love the gamble here. This is very interesting. All right, Taurus. Well, I hope that this has been eye-opening and helpful for you, and I hope it gives you some hope for the end of the month, because it does look like you've got some good stuff coming. With that being said, please feel free to join me on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I go live and answer questions for anyone who wants to drop one in the chat. Okay. So feel free to jump on and ask your questions. If this resonated, please like, subscribe, feel free to share, and put a comment in the comment box and let me know what resonated with you if it did, right? Otherwise, love and light, guys. I hope you have a great week.